Hello and welcome back to Mortals and Portals, a Pathfinder real play podcast. I'm your host and GM Zach, and joining me at the table is
Adam, and I play Jules, an Azarketi bard.
I'm Joel, and I play Dax, a kobold rogue.
Brian, I play Ryu, an elf magus.
Taryn, and I play Waltz, a human champion.
Man, it's been so long since we recorded. I really thought you guys would come with something goofier, but you just did the most normal.
I forgot how I introduced myself last time, actually.
I feel like I set the tone and I let you guys down. That's my bad.
No, I loved it. We were about due for a real one.
Yeah, it probably saved us a lot of time tonight because normally it turns into like this 5-minute ordeal. So
yeah, we need
I like it.
We're
all business tonight. Yeah, it's been a while since we've recorded, so I don't know. This recap might suck, but you probably just listened to the last episode or listened to it a couple weeks ago. So you probably know what's going on. So if I forget something, just know you're not crazy. It's just I don't remember. But last time on, did you like that, Ryan?
That's funny.
You calling a butt.
You did a little nose exhale laugh.
Yeah, I went.
Did you like that, Ryan? Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Last time on Mortals and Portals. Let's see. Help me out here.
Oh, I didn't think you were gonna get this far.
I was doing something. Zach, you remember?
What'd you say, Taryn?
I was doing something last time.
Oh, that does remind me. Waltz was doing something. He started entering into the storm.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to make his way to this Isengol. And as he was wandering through, he got approached by like an ice golem thing that formed in front of him and this crazy storm cloud he has to fight. So that's something that's going on with Waltz. I think
remember
Ryu,
mine.
Oh, yeah. What is it, Ryan?
I was walking with Jin, and I was telling him about stuff, and then we found my mom.
Right, which was a little awkward because she was dead when you found her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then like Jin was being kind of... He's been kind of cool. He's been kind of chill, it seemed like.
Yeah.
He wanted to like carry her for you and stuff like that. And you wanted to bring her back and do a funeral. You also talked about basically your strategy for taking the fight to the Fangdom. You want to liberate nodes because when you were off-world in Lorthal and talking to Bolgru, you learned about, not every goblinoid wants to be a part of the Fangdom. And they escape through certain nodes and typically go to Mandaru. On Mortifar, so you kind of had this strategy like, let's just start liberating nodes and see if more of the Fangdom flees and we can weaken them that way and then fight them. Pretty good strategy there. Ryu.
I agree. I thought of it.
Yeah. And let's see. And then Dax, is that the one where did you fight the Quetzalcoatlus or?
Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, I figured out how to say it by the other episode.
Raven.
The Wetzel's
How do you say
it?
Quetzalcoatlus or Quetzalcoatlus, something like that.
I think
close.
Ryan got it. Wetzel's Pretzels.
It's a big, goofy looking, like pterosaur, seagull, pelican looking thing. It's pretty goofy, but it's huge. And Dax fought it. I think he flipped it off too,
Big
or
old
something like
goofy
that.
looking thing.
What was funny was a week after that, I went to the zoo and there was like a dinosaur exhibit thing there, and there was like model of the Quetzalcoatl thing.
Did you flip it off like Dax did?
Flip it off in my
there
honor.
were children around.
So
it was me and children
Did you
at
flip
this
it off?
dinosaur exhibit.
It would have been disrespectful to flip it off in real life.
Yeah, and it looked like
Yeah, it's such a proud piece.
It was very respectful to do it in this game we're playing.
Right.
Yeah. It was fitting when Dax did it. It would have been strange if Ryan did it.
It's
Yeah,
okay because
setting.
Dax is also kind of a dinosaur, but Ryan isn't.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. I thought we were all from Dinosaur.
I've seen the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, that one.
The original, the good one from the 90s.
Yeah, the
not
good
the
one.
stupid new one that's animated. The good one. And then Dax started walking into the lair, Rogier's lair, to figure out what's going on with the whole thing.
Yeah,
stuff.
dude. Rogiro, what's going on with all the stuff?
And then Jules, he talked to a crab. I think that's about all he did, right? He talked to a crab.
Yeah, that part was funny.
Basically, that's all I did.
And then you found the lighthouse, and you saw that, it didn't look like the pirates were paying too much attention. I mean, surely they didn't think Jules would even know where Kyra is or come all this way. So they seemed pretty chill. And I think you were getting ready to scale the lighthouse to rescue your long-lost love.
I hope we get a kissing scene.
I'm gonna get her.
Why do you think I started this podcast if not to have a role play kissing scene with my brother-in-law?
It only took 70
and record
episodes
it and put it on the internet
to get there.
Is there a sweeter story that exists? Romeo and Juliet, please.
Yeah.
I think not.
Yeah, there's probably a faster way I could have got to this scene, but season 3 seems fitting, even though it was the whole reason I started it, you know? So yeah, that's about where we ended our session. So we'll start our session with...
Wait, I have a question.
Oh.
What's the name of the mountains that Dex at?
Hygar.
Also, is this episode 5?
Yeah, it's episode 5.
Okay.
Do you want it to be a different number?
No, I just I make notes on what music I need to remember for each episode.
Wait, Ryan, is the song that you're thinking of right now, and which why you asked, is it going to be like, hey there, Rojiro, what's it like in Hygar Mountain?
Oh, keep it going. Keep it going.
Someone else get the next line.
You're a million
miles in the
high.
air. Yeah, there you go. But tonight Norvik looks so pretty.
And Dax is falling while he's pouting. Yes, he is.
Quetzalcoatlus, what's it like in Hygar Mountain?
Well, now this has to happen.
Guys, we're gonna get a copyright thing.
Yeah, it's way too close to the original.
Plain white tees are gonna copyright strike.
The white tees have been listening to us since season 2, though. So
the plain white
until
tees.
now.
I wouldn't even do that if the plain white tees.
Do the cool people call them white tees?
Are they still a band even? Like that'd be so funny. They like
know.
reformed just to copyright claim us.
No, now they're like
playing off-white tees now because they're so old. The colors got.
I was gonna say are like yellow armpit tees.
The pit stain tees.
No, they're those big dog tees now that all the boomers wear. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what
I'm
that
gonna
is.
cut this.
I don't know what that is. No, keep it in, Joel. People need to know.
I'm not a boomer, Joel.
People need Joel. If you cut it, I'll know. Taking a mental note. I'm putting a note on. Hey, Ryan, add it
I'm
to
putting
your
it in
song
my
list. That
in my
like
notes.
Joel made that joke and make sure it's still in the list.
Include Joel's joke.
Okay. All right. Cool. Any more questions?
No.
We saved time on the goofy intro so that we could waste time
In episode.
right before we started playing.
it was an important song idea. I thought it was beneficial.
No,
So
yeah.
I
Plus, if you have a
can't
song
shine
idea, you
as
gotta
bright
say
as
it because
you.
you'll forget it. Like if you're like,
I'll
I'll remember
forget.
it tomorrow, you won't. You know.
You won't.
All right. Well, let's start playing. No more questions, right? Actually, I don't even care.
No
Just
more.
hold them to the end. Hold them to the end. Shut up. Let's start with Ryu.
Yes.
Speaking of not good terms, this episode starts with Ryu looking at the funeral pyre of his mom, finishing up this funeral, this first like ceremonious Erikai funeral as all of the Erikai are gathered around. Ryan, I don't know if Ryu would be necessarily emotional. Like, what kind of state is Ryu in with this funeral? Like, what are you thinking of? Like, I guess honestly.
We just sang a dumb plain white tees cover, so I have to get into sad mode now, apparently.
Yeah.
So that might take a second. Hang on.
It wasn't dumb.
What I think Ryu is feeling right now is typically Ryu, along with his fellow Erikai, are kind of just one-track mind in terms of their emotions because of this curse that was laid upon them. But recently, after having news of his mother's death, he actually did start to feel a lot of like sorrow and emptiness and loneliness and grief for his mother. And I think as the unboundness continues to kind of flourish through his body and become one with him, he keeps getting more and more emotional awakenings. So I think he's still trying to keep his cool on the outside, but inside I think his heart is really wrenching right now.
That makes sense. I'd say like a lot of the Erikai are a little thrown off by this practice. It's very strange to them. They maybe are often looking to you to kind of see how you're acting in this situation, how they ought to be acting. So a lot of them are sort of mirroring that stoic look, but like participating and like being respectful in that way. You guys are back at Katsuwa, that very sacred place where it's believed that the Erikai first like arrived on Desolus, is kind of like your understanding of it. And you're sort of in those pillars that you were fighting in before. Maybe the crumbled ones are off in the distance, but like as far as a fitting, ceremonious, sentimental place for the first Erikai funeral to be held, like for your mother, this is like a very great place to do that, I would say. And maybe as like the fire is flickering and you're staring at the flame, sort of proving that the Erikai don't really know the decorum of a situation like this, you hear some Arakai footsteps come up behind you, and you hear, "Excuse me, Chief."
Ryu will kind of snap to for a moment and look towards whoever's speaking to him.
You notice Jin was standing right next to you, and he slowly looks over his shoulder as well, maybe even sensing that was perhaps a disrespectful thing to do. He maybe looks more irritated than you do at whoever approached you in such a way. But you notice it is Kiz, and right away you would maybe not so much, you would at least have some respect for Kiz and want to hear what he has to say, or not like lash out at him for something like that.
Kiz, what is it?
Chief, there is someone I think you should meet. Will you follow me?
I'll just nod my head.
And maybe you start to follow after him, Jin walking alongside you as well. You'd probably have to dismiss him if you didn't want him to follow you. And Kiz is talking as you walk. Maybe some of the Arakai is still hanging around the pyre, not sure if they should leave yet either. And Kiz says, "We have returned many Arakai, as you ordered. Some from far reaches of the planet. We managed to find some that were fighting in another force, even alongside goblinoids." And he kind of looks to see if like instantly that like throws you in some sort of rage.
On Desolus, they found that?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Maybe before you can even speak, Jin, feeling like it's his job to like be a buffer for you or say things like so you don't have to say them, and he goes, "Goblinoids? What do you mean? They joined the Fangdom?" And Kiz looks and sort of dips his head. "Not exactly. They were fighting alongside defectors of the Fangdom. A rebellion?"
I think what's most surprising to Ryu in this situation is not that there are indeed goblinoid defectors and people revolting, but that Arakai that were still on Desolus and controlled by this curse were willing to fight alongside these goblinoids. But I think Ryu is at a phase where he is kind of rolling with new information that comes in because there's a lot of changes going on. And I'll look to Kiz again and just nod and say, "Kiz, continue."
Right, well, these Arakai, they spoke highly of their rebellion leader, and this leader has heard that there is a new chief, one who is different. And he looks at you and nods his head a little bit, and he has requested to meet you. Do not worry, he is not goblinoid.
Ryu will kind of chuckle. "Is he here now?
Yes.
Take me to him."
Very well. And he starts to walk deeper into these pillars. Jin says, "I don't mean to question your judgment, but are you sure this is wise? An outsider here at Katsua could be a trap."
You were correct in your first assessment, not to question me. But to answer your question, no. Allies will come in all sorts of shapes and sizes at this point. The only true enemy is the Fangdom. Any fighting against them is an ally of mine.
Jin lifts his chin, sort of sensing that this is maybe something you learned while you were away. It seems like a very absurd thing to say as an Arakai. And also he's completely unfazed by you saying like you shouldn't have questioned me. Like you get the sense he'll question you again. Like he just views that that's like his job. And he's like the snappy response would maybe like a non-Arakai would be like, "Oh man, that's rude. Like I'm not going to talk." But he's just like, whatever. And you weave through the pillars some more. And then Kiz stops at one and then lowers his head and gestures around the corner to you, Ryu.
I will go around the corner.
All right. You turn the corner, and under the moonlight with the many moons of Desolus, you see a sort of hunched over figure, maybe the silhouette of like some fur being illuminated by the moonlight, and they slowly turn around. What do they see, Adam?
What? The figure has a hood over their head. They're carrying a staff, but you can see the hairy hand holding the staff, and then he turns and takes the hood off, and he kind of looks around, and he says, "Rule number 11, embrace the unknown."
This is a Caldora Chronicles character, Kofi.
And you see a Vanara that we know, Kofi,
Yeah.
the monk, a lot older looking than we last heard of him. A lot more gray in his fur. It's been quite some time, and he's getting up there in age for a Vanara, so he's looking a little more fragile.
Good old Kofi.
Is this the new guy?
That's the new chief, says Jin, who's like stepping forward, looking just offended on behalf of Ryu. And you will address him as such.
Right, my bad. And he'll do just like the bare minimum attempt at a bow, the bare minimum effort. My apologies, Chief.
I assure you, that won't be necessary.
Right. Well, thanks for agreeing to meet with me. I'm sure it was a hard decision. I can only assume you've heard that most of my friends are goblinoids.
I have.
And how do you feel about that?
I held very strong opinions of goblinoids in the past, as I am sure you know, being familiar with the Erakai at this point. We have met many an enemy amongst the Fangdom, all of which are goblinoids.
Ah, but not all goblinoids are Fangdom.
That is what I have come to realize as of late.
Fascinating. And he'll kind of look around at the other Erakai surrounding you. I don't suppose Vish is still around here being grumpy and yelling at people?
He's not.
You see Jin kind of awkwardly lowering his head since he killed Fish.
I feel like Kofi's been around Erakai enough to know what that he's not means. Sorry to hear that. I was hoping to see an old friend.
You knew Vish.
I did. Haven't seen him in a long time, though. We fought together in Cod Marut.
As a child, Vish regaled me of a story of when he escaped from Cod Marut.
Oh, yeah, that was me. Yeah. Well, I must say, if it weren't for Vish, I don't know if I'd be here right now, leading this rebellion.
That goes for many of us in the Erakai as well.
Well, speaking of, I hear you're in need of assistance.
We don't need any help, monkey man.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. The strength in numbers, though.
The Erakai have been in dire straits with the Fangdom for a long time. Much of our history has required us to avoid contact and be on the defense as much as possible. I plan to change that.
And how far are you willing to go to make that change?
Ryu will look down at his hand and reveal some of the new scars he's obtained after being resurrected to death.
Kofi will start to kind of walk around and examine the pillars a little bit, maybe knock on them a little bit. You know, you being the chief and all, if we were to form an alliance, you'd be putting yourself at risk of losing your clan's support for aligning your clan with the goblinoids.
I assure you, Kofi, was it?
Yes, mate.
I have the full support of the Erakai.
And I have further support of what you see here. There are other alliances out there, other friends.
More rebellions?
Yeah, mate. Just like me.
The more numbers we have to stand against the Fangdom, the better. Do you consider yourself a capable leader?
I do, but as you can probably tell, I'm getting old in my years. Don't get me wrong. I can still handle myself in a scrap. I want to make sure that my men and my people have a path to follow after I'm gone.
And you really think these rebel goblinoids would follow an Erakai?
They knew of Vish. Some of them knew him personally, the Erakai that were exiled. But they've heard me talk tales of his greatness and his power. He's been an inspiration to me. If I could choose anyone, it would certainly be the leader of the Erakai.
Just so you know, Kofi, this is no ordinary leader of the Erakai. This is the Unbound. Ryu will lead us to victory. If you align with us, know that there is no end to this fight until the Fangdom is destroyed.
Kofi will focus on Ryu, looking him up and down and maybe getting him a little bit closer to him, as close as Jin would allow him to be. The Unbound, you say?
Ryu will just look down and not say anything.
Well, isn't that something? Ryu, I finally meet the great Unbound. But if Fish isn't here, if he's gone, then that must mean Kaitos is around here somewhere.
I can't remember who Kaitos is.
Kofi will look at the expressions on their face. Something tells me you don't know who Kaitos is.
And then nod his head.
Well, that's a shame then. Kofi will look down. That means something must have happened to him. Kaitos, he's a keeper. Desert folk. Could talk with his mind and all that. You never met him, eh?
What's a keeper?
What do you mean, what's a keeper?
I've never heard of a keeper.
Oh,
Jim's
mate.
getting like irritated by an outsider, like knowing things he doesn't know. You can just sense like frustrated energy coming off of him.
So is Ryu.
You're just pissing them both off, like telling them about
They
stuff.
both just look super angry.
A discussion for later.
You're like, I might die if I tell them one more thing they don't know.
So what would you need from us? What assurances would you need from us to form an alliance?
The Arakai have always been an independent clan. Even amongst Arakai warriors, independence in battle was what was respected. Fighting as a team or forming alliances was not a strong piece of our past. As I said before, moving forward, I expect things to change. I have met one of your kind before, Vanara.
Have you?
Yes, he is trustworthy and wise. His name is Dunadast, and I would consider him an ally. I'm hoping I can do the same in you, Coffee.
Dunadast, eh? That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. He kind of says it under his breath. I don't even know if you would have heard him. All right, Chief. You have our support, if you'll have us. And then he'll bow. He'll take a knee and bow.
Kofi, as I said, that will not be necessary, but I do have one last question.
And what is that?
Are you still fit for battle in your age?
Rule 45. Adapt, endure, emerge triumphant. I haven't survived this long because I'm weak. Old age is a sign of adaptability.
I see. Then you'll forgive me if I have one more final question.
Go right ahead.
How does 30% sound?
Uh-oh.
Kofi will crack his knuckles. 30%? Is that all?
Jin kind of steps back a little bit. Trust me, that'll be enough. And with that, we will cut to Waltz.
Okay.
Waltzy boy is standing in front of an ice golem in a storm cloud that is churning and whipping and moving around, and lightning's lashing out of it that is like formed into this entity that means to do battle with the on
No,
guard.
this ice golem can shoot lightning too.
Can you roll me?
It's your Achilles heel.
No, they're two,
this ice
two separate
golem can
things.
shoot lightning too.
And the storm shoots lightning. Everything.
Remember, I'm fatigued.
That's right. Good job, buddy.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm really impressed you remember that. Can you roll me an athletics check for initiative?
How does a 23 sound?
It sounds good.
Sounds real good. Love it when you call me. All right. Well, you gotta go first. You gotta go first.
All
Waltz.
right.
There, that's for the edit.
I take out my light hammer.
Oh no.
Just kidding. I take out both my light hammers.
Oh, great. Okay, we're in good shape then.
No,
Oh.
It's been a while since I've had a one-on-one.
It's not really a one-on-one. It's kind of a two-on-one.
A two-on-one. What's the other two?
There's like
Where's the other guy?
basically this cloud like entity form that is striking lightning, and an ice golem is formed.
Okay. Do I already have my shield out?
No, I think you're trudging through the wind. It's super windy. You're in the midst of this storm. There's an ice golem firmly planted in the ground and the storm cloud. It is chaotic. You literally had your head down and were just trudging. So, no, I don't think you'd have your shield out.
Okay, well, first things first. I need to take out my shield and my sword.
Okay,
How many actions is that?
that would be 2.
If I want to raise my shield, that's all 3 actions.
All right. That's a good use of your turn. So, Waltz, you can sense that you're in for a fight here. I mean, it makes sense that this Isengol is guarded by more than just this storm. You feel that this is going to be a major trial, and you pull out your sword and your shield, and you take a defensive stance, prepared for battle. And that'll bring us to this ice golem. And this lumbering ice construction, you can sense that its feet, as it plants into the ground, like freeze and hold it firmly in place against this wind, but as it trudges, it like unfreezes and steps forward, and you just hear crackling ice as it lumbers toward you. And it is going to close the distance, trudging heavily towards you. And then it is going to sweep its fist, and as its fist is coming towards you, the ice on the end of its fist starts to just like grow like a club, like making an even larger fist, like it's harder to dodge as it's coming in at you. Does a 23 hit you?
Not even close.
Oh wow. So you raise the
count,
shield up
Darren.
and place your firm footly behind you and lean into it, and the fist smashes on the shield, and you see some of the ice just shatter off of it. And as you lower the shield, you see a second fist coming in. This time it's other one. Again, growing as it swings towards you, maybe even icicles spiking out of the knuckles. And this one will miss as well with the multi-attack penalty. And maybe you roll under this one through the snow as it sweeps overhead, and then stand back up to your feet. And as you stand up, you see this storm cloud glowing brighter and brighter and brighter, and then lightning lashes out towards you. Ooh. Does a 30 hit you?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry, Taryn. I'm sorry.
Zach, what's the damage?
Your favorite thing to be attacked by lightning whips through the air and then smashes the ground next to you, like it misses you just a little bit, but sparks of power ignites from the ground and flies up around you and is going to deal 11 damage.
I feel like I'm right there.
Great role play, Taryn. Have a hero point. This storm cloud, it starts to swirl almost like a tornado into this spiral and then flies at you as a wind gust. And can you roll me a fortitude save?
Yes. 26.
All right, nice. Okay, so you raise up your shield as you see it coming towards you, and it bashes into your shield, and you're just going to slide back 5 feet. But you can tell if you get hit by this, it's going to just knock you completely on your back. It's a very powerful gust, but then the wind disperses around you, and it reforms back into the storm cloud as the lightning charges. And you now have 5 feet of distance between you and the ice golem, so it may have actually helped you out a little bit. And that'll take us back to you, Waltz.
Dang, so even if I did want to attack it, I would have to use an action to close distance now, eh?
That's true.
All right,
yeah.
Zach. So I'm going to cast Electric Arc on both of them if I can, Zach or Nessie.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so I don't really roll it. They make a reflex save.
All right. The ice golem got a 23,
That's not good enough. I do double damage.
and the cloud. See how how good this cloud is at reflex. The cloud got a 20 non-net.
Yeah, I do damage to him.
Half damage or full?
I don't know. It doesn't say. I don't even really know where I look.
How do you guys not know
Taryn
this
sounds
yet?
like so unmotivated by
look at your
what
spell
he's doing.
save on your
Oh,
character.
DC 21 spell DC attack plus 11.
Okay,
DC
so the ice golem got a regular success, so they'll take half, and then the cloud had a failure, so it'll take full.
9 damage, so half of that would be 4.5, and then 9 is full.
Right. Okay, Waltz, you hold your shield in place, and electricity starts to dance around it, but then you channel it through your body, down your sword, and you point it at this ice golem, and the lightning fires out and hits it in the chest, and then sparks fly off of it and like reform in the air, and then lash out towards the cloud, and you see it hit the cloud, and then the cloud grows like even brighter and brighter than it was, and then you see a bunch of energy escape it as the cloud looks greatly weakened from absorbing more energy than it could sustain from what you fired.
Science.
Science. All right, so you have 1 turn left?
I'll use my final turn to raise my shield back up, and I'll say, all right, you big chunk of ice.
The ice golem, now realizing that there's space between you and them and that you were firing ranged attacks at it, plants its front foot forward firmly into the ground as ice expands from it, and it seems like it has a very sturdy foundation, and then it leans forward and then fires a cone of ice from its mouth in a breath weapon. Can you roll me a reflex save?
You really want me to roll your reflex save, do you?
I really do.
14.
I'd like you to
That
as well.
is not good. Ooh.
Says
It's not
you.
good, Taryn.
If Zach says it's not good, then you know it's not.
Yeah, says him, right?
Yeah.
This chilling cold with a bunch of shards of ice flying at you probably reminds you a little bit of when you were fighting Sindor and he just fired all those wood splinters at you and you tried to hide behind that shield. And this
remember.
one is not a tower shield, so there's not as much to hide behind. And many of these shards just stab into your leg. This cold just overtakes you, and you're going to take 18 damage.
He sharded on you.
He did shard on you.
All right.
Nice, Ryan. That was a good one.
Thank you.
And then it unplants its leg from the ground and then trudges forward and comes right up on you. And that'll take us to the cloud that is flickering violently. You can tell it's trying to stabilize itself. And as it flickers, you can tell it's concentrating perhaps like most of the remaining energy it has into what'll likely be a very vicious strike. It seems different from the first one. And it fires the electricity out at you. Gosh darn it, does a 22 hit?
No.
Suck it, Zach.
When it fired out, it made like a thunderous clap, and this beam just shoots out right at you, and you lift up your shield, and it ricochets off your shield and then fires off into the storm, and then you just see it explode behind this haze that would have hit you and really messed you up, but you managed to block it, and then it is going to swirl around and then fire at you as a wind gust again. Can you roll me another fortitude save?
Yes. 32.
Oh, nice.
Damn,
And
dude. That's a
it
big number.
fires at you, and this time instead of letting it hit your shield and slide you back, you hold up your shield to bait it, but then at the last second like lower it and then just dive off to the side, and then you just see it skim across the ground and carve through the snow and then fire back up and then reform into a storm cloud. That'll take us back to you, Waltz.
All right. I am going to use my first action to... I need to do a perception check and see if there's anything around me that might be somewhat useful terrain-wise for protection, cover, improvisation. Yeah, so let me do that real quick. I'll roll that for you, Zach Ernesty.
Okay.
13.
Yeah, as you try and open your eyes to like look for stuff, like the wind and the cold is just so much, you basically have to like squint to see where you're going. You feel like there's certainly like rocks occasionally or like mounds nearby that you can get behind, but you can't really lay eyes on a specific one just because of the chaotic nature of being in the midst of this storm.
I actually changed my mind and I don't want to do that perception check.
I'll allow it.
Okay, well then you lose 2 actions for wasting my gosh darn time. So
Okay, I'll
that's
use
all right.
my
What do
last
you do with your
action
third?
to... Okay, I'm going to attack him with my long sword then.
All right.
The ice golem.
The golem?
I mean,
Okay.
26.
Now that hits.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, am I still fatigued?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Roll damage. Oh yeah. I rolled a 1, so 7 damage.
Stone
7
cold
damage.
killer.
Okay. You swing your sword, and then it bashes into the side of this ice golem. You see a big chunk of ice fly off of it, and then you slide it down and maybe cut into it. You see it waver a little bit, but you see some of the ice growing back to stabilize it, but you can tell you took a good chunk out of it.
All right, I will use my final action to raise my shield.
All right. That'll take us back to the ice golem that is going to raise up both fists over its head and just try and pummel you. Does a 29 hit you?
Yeah.
All right. 14 damage as the first one comes down and bashes, and your shield bashes against your chest just from the sheer force, and ice chunks fly off, and you stumble backwards, and then see the second fist swooping at you in a follow-up.
Okay, hold on. So my shield's hardness is 10. So 10 gets subtracted from my shield, and then I take 4. Okay, go ahead, Zach.
Cool. And the second fist is coming at you, and as you're stumbling, you see it is going to connect with you, and you just lay back in the snow and then let the fist clear over your head and then roll backwards and then stand back on your feet, now just covered in snow as you dodge the second swing. And you know what? Why not? It's going to do a third strike.
Let it
See if it
try.
gets lucky. This is absolutely a miss. So you just see it flailing. This time it tries to like stomp on you, and it's a little bit slower of an attack, hoping to get you as you're getting back up, but you sidestep it as well. And that'll take us back to the thunder cloud. It is again going to charge up this thunderbolt that it tried last time. All right. Does a 29 hit you?
Yes.
Dude, hang in there, Waltz. Can you roll me a fortitude save?
Yes. 21.
Nice. Okay. Oof. This massive bolt just fires out and lands right in front of you and just explodes, and all the shrapnel comes up and it does this loud, thunderous boom. So you're going to take damage from the lightning plus the sonic damage.
Oh, wow.
Which will be 18 damage.
All right, so minus 10 for my hardness. My shield takes 10, and I take 8.
Oh, dang. Hanging in there, dude. And as you stumble and shake your head, you manage to avoid going deaf from that. But
Good.
as you look up, you see the wind gusts coming at you in the follow-up strike. Can you roll me a fortitude save?
Yes.
Leave Waltz alone.
No.
Well, I tried, Waltz.
17.
17?
Yes.
All right. This hits you and then sends you back 5 feet again as you slide through the snow, and then the cloud reforms and starts charging the lightning again. And that'll take us to
To me.
Waltz, yeah.
All right. I will perform lay on hands on me.
All right, lay on my hands.
I will lay on my hands, which is really good because I was at 1 hit point and I almost forgot I had lay on hands.
Oh gosh, you're at 1 hit point, dude.
Yeah, I'm at 1 hit point.
You
Jeez.
start
Still
doing some
a
damage on
storm
these
to
things,
fight.
bro.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So
Hang in there, buddy.
24 hit points.
Oh gosh.
I certainly hope Waltz doesn't die at the beginning of the season.
Hey, he might. He needs to start damaging these bad boys.
That 24 hit points is huge.
That is huge.
All right, I will cast Electric Arc on those two, Sacrinesty.
Okay.
Let's go, Waltz.
12 damage. So they have to make a reflex
You didn't
save.
do an attack roll.
I don't have to. It's the reflex with Electric Arc.
Oh, okay. They gotta do. Oh, my bad. Okay.
But you just said damage anyway.
Yeah. Either way, they'll at least take half, I think.
I like the confidence.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The cloud failed and the ice golem had a regular success. How much damage did you do?
12. So the cloud will take double and the golem takes regular.
No. That's
Yes,
not how that works. Okay, Waltz. Same thing. You charge your shield and then send it down your sword and fire. Bolts spark through the air and strike each of them. You see ice fly off of the golem as it stumbles back, but it looks mostly whole, but definitely beaten down a bit from the beginning of this fight. And then the cloud again, overcharged, and a bunch of energy escapes it, and when it reforms, it looks very weakened, like not much of the cloud remains. And what do you do with your third action?
Electric Arc is 2 actions, so that is the end of my turn.
Are you raising your shield? You
I
should have an
can't.
action left.
I know, because the first action was lay on hands and then 2 for Electric Arc.
Oh, right. Okay. And that'll take us to the ice golem. The ice golem takes another breath in as you just see air drawing into it and like snow gathering around it, and then steps forward and is going to shoot out this cone again of icy mist. Can you roll me a reflex save?
20. Non-nat.
Oh, you were very lucky. That is exactly what you needed, and that will give you half damage. So you are going to take 8 damage as this time you just dive into the snow and like cover your head as all these shards fly over you since you don't have your shield up in time, and some of them maybe graze across your back, and then you climb up on one knee back onto your feet and you're just covered in snow. It is extremely cold. Like your eyebrows are like iced over. You can like barely see what's going on, and you're just doing your best to hang in there. You're probably exhausted.
I'm doing my best.
And it is going to trudge forward to close the distance, try and pummel you on your next turn. That'll take us to the thunderclap. That is very weak, and it is going to fire a thunderbolt again. Does a 23 hit you?
No.
Yeah,
lucky butt.
No, you,
All right.
You are, Zach.
Fires another bolt, and you are able to block it with your shield. It ricochets off, and instead of flying at you as a gust of wind, it's going to fire another thunderbolt this time.
That's not
And
fair.
it rolled even worse. So it fires a second bolt that whips and smacks into the ground. Some snow flies up, but you are able to sidestep it, and that'll take us back to you, Waltz.
All right. Did it close the distance, did you say?
Yeah, the golem ran up to you.
All right. I'm going to attack it with my longsword again, Zach Ernesti. The golem, I mean.
Okay.
33.
Oh, really? That's a crit.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh yeah, great
Okay.
timing.
Got him.
Okay. 23, Zach.
Ooh, that's helpful.
That's a lot of
I'll
damage.
take it, fellas.
All right. You raise your sword high above your head and just bring it down with such force, meeting it in the shoulder and chopping like deep into like its chest as it just carves out and ice flies out everywhere. You pull it out and you see it staggering. Like if this was a human and not a construct, that would have been a kill shot. But even still, as like shards are falling off, you can tell it's greatly weakened. What do you do with your second action?
Hanging in there.
I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far.
Definitely didn't seem like you would like a couple rounds ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this makes me realize how unhinged what I'm doing is. Like a main character by themselves at one hit point with like nobody else on the planet with them.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it.
Okay. I am going to put my sword away for action 2 and cast or perform Ever Stand Stance to hold my shield with both hands for action 3.
Does that like give you even more defense?
Okay.
I'll put it this way, Zach. You brace your shield with both hands, enhancing its potential for both offense and defense. When in this stance, you wield the shield with both hands. When wielding a shield this way, you increase the weapon damage die of the shield's boss or spikes by 1 step, and I think that does apply to the regular shield damage if I do a shield bash, and increase the shield's hardness by 2 when using the shield block reaction.
All right.
Yeah. So what does that sound like to you, Zach?
It sounds like it could be useful. I thought,
Why
he,
else would
he
he
would
do
go
it,
for the electric
Zach?
arc and try and damage both of them, but this
Oh,
works
you
too.
thought he would try to kill the bad guys?
Yeah, right.
Right. Jokes
Stupid.
on you.
But I like
Then I
this
wouldn't be able to
too.
raise my shield.
Yeah, that one would have been more like going, like swinging for the fences kind of thing. So this is a little more stable. I like it. All right, that'll bring us to the ice golem that is going to try and pummel you with its fists.
It can try.
All right, let's see. Does a 27 hit you?
No, it doesn't.
Are you serious?
It would have if I didn't raise my shield.
Okay, that's actually
Wow,
cool.
look
I didn't know you were missing
at
that. All right, okay. It swings its fist down.
Taryn, can you see the
And you
future?
lift the shield with both hands, but like as it's about to hit, you push the shield out even further to like meet its fist with some force as well, and its fist just shatters around your shield and just chunks of ice fall on the ground, and then you see it slowly growing back, and then it's going to swing its other fist to you, and with a penalty is the exact same, 27 again. So it's going to swing it again, but this time you like
That
take your
doesn't hit
shield.
either.
Yeah, like a pan or something, and you just like swipe at its fist like a baseball bat, but like with your shield, and then bash its fist again. And then that'll take us to the thunderclap that is going to fly at you first to try and like knock you prone. So can you roll me a fortitude save?
25.
All right. Actually, yeah, you just like hold firm, so the wind just gusts around you. You're just blocking everything with your shield right now. As you lean into it behind your shield. Okay, I feel stupid for making fun of you. All All right, and then we're going to fire a thunderbolt, and with the penalty for attacking is going to miss again. So a bolt flies down, strikes around you, lightning everywhere, and you're just standing there. You're holding firm. You're just breathing heavy, covered in snow, ice all over you, just holding onto this shield in this brawl with the elements. And that'll take us to you, Waltz.
All right. With both hands on my shield in ever stand stance, I'm going to cast Electric Arc for my first 2 actions.
All right.
End this, Waltz.
The
They roll
damage I rolled,
reflex.
Zach Ernesti, was 11. You can roll your reflex saves now.
Okay. The Ice Golem has a regular success. The Storm Cloud critically fails.
Ooh.
Oh! Waltz, you are just holding the shield, and the shield is charging up, and instead of like moving it down your sword, since you're holding the shield with 2 hands, you just yell, and then like many bolts like fly out from your shield like a shotgun like pattern, like just a web of lightning flying out from you, and the golem sort of punches over and raises an arm to block it, and you just see shards of ice flying off, but then many of these bolts like find the cloud and meet it, and then you see it just like latch onto the cloud, and instead of just like incinerating the cloud, you feel like energy feedback coming from it, just like moving down the lightning like back into your shield and like charging up, and you realize this is a power that you have been wielding was like also in the storm cloud, and you almost get this sense that like this is the Anweld, and you've like vested it like with your own semi-dormant Anweld abilities, and it like charges you up as well, and your hair starts to stand up white like it did in the alleys when you were fighting the zombies, and your eyes glow white, and you are going to gain a +1 status bonus to like all of your ability checks for the remainder of this fight.
Heck yes.
So Waltz, you like slowly lower the shield, still holding it with 2 hands, and your eyes are glowing white, and your hair standing up, and the Ice Golem could slowly see this revealed as it starts to stagger back at the sheer awe of your power, realizing that perhaps the Ulluganalli has entered into this storm. What do you do with your 3rd action?
Then I am going to make a shield bash attack against
okay.
the golem.
All right, roll it up.
Okay. And my it is 1d4, but because I'm in Everstand stance, it goes up to 1d6.
Nice. And don't forget, you have +1 status bonus to your checks.
Okay, so I'll roll the attack roll first.
-5 from your multi-attack.
Okay, then 20.
No, that hits.
Nice.
All right.
5 plus 6.
6 damage.
Okay, sorry. 1d6. I roll the 5 plus 6, but do I add another +1 because of the status bonus? Or does that not
No,
apply to
but
damage?
you're saying you got an 11?
Yes, I got an 11.
Waltz, you just did like the ultimate, like, against the ropes, come back. It had 10 health remaining.
Heck yeah.
Oh. Just start sprinting with your hair standing up and your eyes glowing white, and like the snow is being like melted away as you're running towards it from this like sheer aura like coming off of you of like Anweld power, and then you just sprint through this Ice Golem with your shield raised and like bash through its chest as all of the ice crumbles and falls to the ground, and nothing remains as you're just standing there panting as your hair is sort of loosely flowing in the wind, still with this like white aura around you. And Waltz, as you stand there, can you roll me a religion check with a +10 circumstance bonus?
Good, because I rolled a 2.
Really?
21.
Nice. Waltz, suddenly you realize you can see with like new eyes in this moment from this like charged power that you have. And it's like you can see this familiar feeling like the Gameltor of like how you can sort of see the future at times, but right now you feel like you can observe it more in real time, and you can see this path you can take through the storm. And as you start to follow it, you realize the wind is like missing this path at times, like as you take these very precise steps, like no lightning strikes there, no wind gust that would like throw you off course seems to flow there, and there's just this perfect path into the eye of the storm that is illuminated by the combined powers of the Anweld and the Gameltor.
Do I get the feeling I should walk down this path?
This is like the most certain you've ever felt about like something the Gameltor has shown you. It's not like this vague feeling. It's like when Bayodan told you like to latch onto that feeling, like this feels like that feeling, and you feel
Okay.
like this is the way.
I'll follow it. I'll follow it
All right.
with certainty.
Awesome. Waltz, you begin to trudge towards the eye of the storm, and with that, we will cut to Dax.
Daxy.
Hey, that's me. It's my turn.
Hey.
Yes.
Gosh, Ryan, is this what it feels like?
To be your turn.
Yeah, for it to take so long to get to your turn.
Yeah. Dax, as you start to enter into the mouth of this cave that was beckoning you, you see Seraphine stop just outside the mouth and look to you and say, I'm afraid you must enter on your own, Dax.
Sure. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But I will be waiting for you out here, and if things go well, we will go home.
What do you mean if they go well? Of course they'll go well.
I am friends with Rojira as much as anyone can say of a dragon, but dragons are fickle creatures, and, well, I'm not certain he will deem you worthy, or whatever trial you will face if you will survive, I should say.
You're not exactly filling me with a lot of confidence here, Seraphine.
Well, there is only so much I know. You see, I am not Draczuu. I am not a kobold. That is for you to know, for you to find out.
All right, well, wish me luck then, I guess, huh?
Of course. And she dips her head. But Dax, you get the sense that, like, even as a spirit, and even as someone who would call herself Rojira's friend, even she would not dare, like, meander into his lair and assume
Right.
that she ought to be there. Like, she has respect for whatever this process is, and even, like, a healthy fear of Rojira. Almost like even as a spirit, Rojira could just kill her if he wanted, or and like this fickleness of a dragon is like they might call yourself their friend, but if you anger them or something, like they're just in this other state, this other understanding of like what is going on. So she just dare not enter.
Sure. Looking at Seraphine, Dax will give kind of a half-hearted little salute/goodbye thing. Turn around and sigh really heavily. And start slowly trudging into the cave.
All right. Can you roll me a perception check?
Oh, you bet. Nice. That is a 33.
All right, as you make your way down this cavern, it feels a little familiar, sort of like what lies within the mountains of Drakis or the ancient lairs turned into tunnels and things like that. Though this one looks far less traveled, less disturbed. You get the sense that like maybe nobody has entered here in like decades, or like a person or like a couple, things like that. But you also feel like this isn't large enough for a dragon, so surely however Rojira would come and go would not be from the mouth of this cave. So
Or
this
he's
is
little.
how you're entering. Or he's just a little boy, like a little
just a
cute
little guy.
Pixar dragon, right? And it's very dark, very windy, but you are descending. Eventually, you kind of make your way into this more open cavern, and there's just a thick blanket of mist and fog on the ground. Sitting on a stone in the center of this cavern, you see the silhouette of a small figure that raises their head, and you can tell there are horns protruding from their head, and they slowly stand up and grab a staff and start to walk towards you. And as they grow closer through the mist, maybe the remnants of some moonlight and the stars and Norvik's planetary ring reflecting light has crept its way down the tunnel, and you can vaguely see the face of what looks like a kobold.
Filled with some nervousness, Dax is tugging at his clothes, trying to make himself look as put together as a disheveled little kobold can, I guess. And I think once he notices that this is not a big, curled up, winged dragon that he was expecting, I think he'll stop and observe, not wanting to, intrude any further than he needs to into this.
The kobold creeps forward, maybe a little hunched over, though you can tell they're taller than most kobolds and maybe a little thicker as well. As they get closer and more light reflects off their face, you see that they have very unique skin. It's like multi-colored, kind of marbled, whereas some kobolds are just blue or red or yellow, orange, things like that. This kobold appears to have a little bit of all of that. And they have horns on their chin that almost look a little bit like a beard, and very prominent horns on the top of their head that go out wide and sort of curl in, but also like stretching back.
Heck yeah.
The largest horns you've ever seen on a kobold. And they squint at you. Their eyes also multicolored. And they say, "Welcome, Dax."
Thanks. Are you Rojira? So no, I take it. That makes sense. No, because I was expecting a dragon. No, that got it.
You must excuse me. I do not often get a good laugh all the way up here. Oh, I am not Rojira.
All right, no, that makes sense. I was expecting a dragon, but I've never seen a kobold like you. I mean, you are a kobold, right?
Yes. I would tell Rojira you said that, though he would smite you instantly, and that is not why you have come.
Yeah, let's keep that one between us, I guess.
He bows his head subtly.
Right, and Dax will bow. So, I guess what do we do? I don't really know what to expect. I was just kind of told to come up here.
Yes. Well, I will speak on behalf of Rojira to awake a slumbering dragon for the sake of exposition is not wise.
Fair enough.
My name, and he puts his hand to his chest, is Kor. He almost looks at you like you should know what that means, but then he can tell that you don't. And he says, "I am the first kobold made by Rojira himself, the last of his kobolds. And I am Draczuu, like you. Well, like you may become."
Draczuu. Yeah, I heard that in a dream once.
Well, you know it means dragon spirit, correct? And he squints at you, like, hoping that you at least know some of, like, heritage and can understand and speak Draconic.
Yeah, I've been told that's what it means.
He looks to the side. Pains my heart to see what has happened to kobolds after Drac-Thum, which you surely know as the doom of Dracus, the Great Dragon War, the fracturing of dragons, the scattering of kobolds. Like, you can tell he said he was the first kobold, so he lived before it, and now after he's seldom seen a kobold, but that's why he felt like when he said, "I am Kor, you should know that, but you don't," and just like certain things, he's just kind of upsets him a little bit. He's a little get off my lawn, like back in my day kind of vibe.
Yeah, I can't say there's a whole lot of culture or customs being passed down on Dracus anymore. I'm not even sure who my parents are.
He lifts his chin. Well, that is no different than in my time. Though your parents are not kobold, Dex.
Well, sure they are.
No, you are Draczuu. No kobold could create such a thing.
Dax looks down at his arms and legs, not really sure what Kor's talking about, because to him, he's just a kobold, other than what everybody keeps telling him.
Though many centuries have predated this conversation, time is of the essence, so I will get to what is most essential.
All right.
You are a descendant of Theragoon. This you know, yes? And he looks a little angry when he says that, like, you at least know this.
I assumed as much based on the dream where I heard Draczuu the first time.
Well, Theragoon, the last dragon to remain behind on Dracus, did not simply do so because she is stubborn or loyal to her home. She did so because she was tasked with ensuring Droga never emerged from his prison. You know of Droga, yes?
I do.
Though in her death, she had to spawn a contingency using the last of her magic. And then he gestures to you, sort of bowing his head, saying you are the contingency she spawned.
Who, me? I'm supposed to keep Droga in his prison?
Yes. He just looks very serious.
A much more serious tone and look crosses Dax's face as the weight of this kind of settles in.
Though I suppose that would be an understatement, for you are to kill him.
I see.
Your birth, rather emergence from your egg, is an indicator that Droga's power is growing, and his escape is imminent. Droga is imprisoned by the Draxspar,
which is draconic and means spark of the dragon.
It is a concentration of dragon magic that essentially serves as a weight chaining Droga to the ethereal, but his power has grown, enabling him to venture further from this weight, visiting ethereal versions of other planets, and he is no longer bound to just Drakis. If his power ever surpasses the Draxspar, he will be able to leave the ethereal for good and wreak havoc on all of Keldora as he once had.
So you do know like the general lore of the dragons imprisoning Droga in the core of Drakis, but like in the ethereal realm of it. And that's sort of how Drogadoon came to be, and how like his influence was tied to like just Drakis. But although Dax doesn't know this, he's essentially saying that your birth means that his power is threatening to outweigh the power that imprisons him. And now, although it's not powerful enough to like leave the ethereal and like unbind himself from the tether of the Draxspar, his power is enough that he can like move further from it, or like not be held to just Drakis, which we saw in like the finale of season 2, where he was like on Desolus, and Zig was like, oh my gosh, I thought he was bound to Drakis, and then Gotham's like, his power is growing. And then Zig said how, and he said, anyone sent to the ethereal and his name is his for the taking, and that's why I won't make you Drozat. So like the Drozat were out killing people, and like when he consumed like their spirits, his power was like growing and growing and growing. And now he's getting close to being able to leave.
If Droga poses such a threat to Keldora, then why doesn't Rojira kill him?
Well, if Droga ever makes it out of the ethereal, surely Rojira will do battle with him. But surely you know the history. All of the dragons combined struggle to even imprison him in the ethereal. It is not a wise plan, and a dragon cannot enter the ethereal and retain their power. So venturing there would do nothing. Besides, this burden fell on Theragun, and this was her plan. You, in her death, you, if you become Draczuu, will be able to venture into the ethereal, retaining your power and battle him there before it is too late.
I see. Well then, Kor, how do we find out if I really am Draczuu?
You must be baptized by dragon fire, and if you survive, you will be Draczuu.
And if I do survive, I end up being this Draczuu, what then?
You will have new power, some of which you seem to have awakened by unconventional means.
And he sort of gestures towards you, and maybe like your veins sort of just like pulsing the different colors that it did when you absorbed the ley line.
Yeah, Dax will, in each hand, just pull up like a mote of fire and a little snowball or something, and it'll just dissipate.
And you see Kor, his eyes glistening as he observes this, and then nods. And you're kind of understanding now that what happened to you with the ley line was like, yes, it was the ley line and the infusion of the Drake magic, but the only reason you were able to receive it is you seem to have this like multi-elemental power like already in you, and becoming Draczuu would have like fully awakened that, but you seem to have tapped into it like prematurely through the power of a ley line. And he says,
though the most essential power to this calling can only be revealed by the dragon's fire. So long as the Draxspar remains in the ethereal, you, and any you take with you, can venture there. With this ability, you must kill Droga before he escapes. But once you enter the ethereal, you can only return if you uncover the Draxspar, which is tethered to Droga's spirit, and you can only wield it if you kill him.
So he's saying, by becoming Draczuu, you will like tap into some like extra draconic power in general, but then also, as long as the Draxspar's in the ethereal, you can go there and like bring people with you. But once you're in there, you can't just like get out. You're like stuck there too, unless you get the Draxpar back by killing Droga, and then you can use that to get back to the material. So it's not like you can just like come and go.
Right. It's like
if you
commitment.
decide to go, that's it, unless you kill Droga.
I understand. I've got one chance.
So you accept this calling?
Dax looks over his shoulder, back at his wings, and down at his shimmering veins, and he'll look up to Core and say, "Seems like I was made for it, so yeah, let's do it."
He gestures with his hand, like sort of in the center of this room, and says,
Stand here, Dax.
All right. And I'll walk over to the thing.
he starts to walk past you, like deeper into this mist, and maybe like drops his cloak, and you see like dragon wings sort of like lift from his back, sort of like your winglets, but much larger.
Hell yeah.
And he looks over his shoulder and he says,
And whatever happens, do not move.
and then he lifts up into the air and then like dives down into what is clearly like some sort of abyss that you can't really see because of the mist, and like disappears.
Oh, Dax's fists clench as he tries to prepare for the unknown. all he can surmise is that it's going to be hot and it's going to hurt a lot. So he'll get really tense and grit his teeth and just wait for what happens to him.
And you hear the deepest grumble, guttural rumble that like trembles the entire cavern you're in, and the sounds of heavy wings opening, and then a powerful whoosh, and then you see one dragon arm just come up out of the mist. It's like huge, just like this one hand, and then like grab onto this ledge, and then it just sends the mist like flushing forward towards you as air just like whooshes past you.
Dax's winced face has one eye open looking at this thing.
And then you see a second hand come up and grip onto the top of this abyss, and then lift as you slowly see the tops of horns like raise out of this as like mist just like falls off the head, and you see like multicolored glowing eyes open, and then a huge massive maw with like gigantic teeth. Like one tooth is like 5 times your size as this massive head is like coming out of this cavern, and then it climbs out as like all of the mist is just being displaced by its presence, and it just sends 2 powerful arms forward. You just see like huge scales on this thing, and it is filling the cavern, and everything is trembling, and it's like so big that you can't like observe the whole thing, kind of like Godzilla, like in the movies where it's like you only see like parts of it at a time. You can't really even tell like what you're looking at exactly.
Oh, yeah.
But this long neck like sort of slithers forward, and the head lowers, and you just see teeth and like the top of its eyes like over its snout. You can't really even see everything. And then you just see a glow like emanating out of parts of the mist, like working its way up its chest, and then its mouth slowly opens, and you see like a light resonating down its throat, and then it just unleashes like multicolored flame that like washes over your body. Seraphine, probably outside this cavern, just sees like light and fire like shoot out into the open air of Norvik as you're washed over in this like white hot flame. It burns though like you're remaining, and it feels like an eternity for certain points, but then after a while you realize you can like withstand it and survive, and then this light just disappears, and you hear this heavy breathing of Rojira, and you hear
Draczuu Adravak Vesevenari Shorasven Druga.
And then the head turns slowly, and this long tail drags along the ground, and you see its head dip back into the abyss as the tail just slides across the floor and disappears into the mist. And you know what he said in Draconic was born of the flame of my soul. Arise, dragon spirit, master of limbo, hunter of death.
That's dope.
And Dax turns to the camera and says, "In English, please."
And
Hey, buddy.
that is where we're
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh.
Dax.
Dude.
That was such an awesome visual with that.
That was.
Thanks,
well
I'm so
described,
excited.
Zach.
That was the coolest
That
thing in
was
the world.
fun. That was a good one. Dude,
Well worth
all
the
right,
wait.
well, we'll talk about that in the downtime. So, guys, look,
Diggity down.
just shut up, all right? Like, can I
Oh.
just reason with you? Can I just
Can I tell you to
politely
shut up? Is that
can I
is that a thing
politely
can do?
ask you to shut up? Yeah, like respectfully? All right, thank you guys.
If there is a way to do that.
Was that not respectful?
Hurry up, Zach.
You know
Yeah,
what?
let's wrap this thing up. I gotta
I'll read a
pee.
review. Hey, have I read that review like about the
don't know.
masseuse? Have I read that one? I don't think
About
I
our
read that one.
podcast?
Yeah, the guy who
A
said he's like a
masseuse?
massage therapist.
I think you
and,
did.
Like,
I
listens.
think you did.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shout out to you again because I just really like that
Yeah.
review. All right. Well,
was
let's
a good
go.
one.
What do we got here?
Someone
there were
tell
some
our
nice
monkey
comments
Zach to
the other
hurry up.
day on Ryan's season 1 music.
Yeah.
So I think I'll just read that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so cool, of you, Ryan, to just upload all that and do all that work. And Adam's awesome little
Cool
animation
people
that's
to
just like
comment on it.
really pleasant to look at. It's just a very pleasant experience. Hold on, get into the comments. Bear with me. Look, all right, we got, oh yeah, boy, Geeky Monkey. Thanks so much for doing this. Beautiful artwork and lovely to listen to them in a world where Zach got you all to shut up a smidge earlier in the show. So it's like an alternate reality where you can just hear the music because you all shut up.
True.
Let's see. Somewhat dude. I've seen him in the Discord as well. Said, how do you guys not have more listeners with this kind of quality is beyond me. I agree.
Oh.
We only have 5 million listeners per
What the
episode.
heck, guys?
And it's like, we should have
Yeah.
at least 10 million listeners per episode.
Right.
Instead, we only have 5 million. Oh,
We're
gosh.
preaching to the people listening right now.
Yeah.
We get it, but
Yeah.
still.
And we also got okay, this is by Carrie Butcha. It says, I love the piano versions of the character themes. Just beautiful.
Just
Me
beautiful.
too.
Sasser
Just
says,
beautiful.
hella bangers. Drink to the Dead went so hard. Very impressive
yeah.
jams. We got Mr. Fancy, Mr. Fancy's Fancy Pants, Patreon shout out. Says, oh man, y'all are the best. Freaking Joel commented on this and said 350 is the best song. I'm guessing that's Dak's theme. Freaking glazing yourself,
Probably.
bro. Z3
Yeah,
Chase says,
Joel.
hell yeah. Into the RPG playlist you go. Roel says fire. We got
Lit.
Shire Baggins, this is awesome, excellent vibe. Rognus, oh
Yeah.
man, this is awesome. So just, you know what? It's awesome. Good music.
Those are really nice.
Hopefully by the time
Especially
this
Dax
releases,
is
there's a
coming.
season 2 one out there because season 2 has bangers too, and we need people to hear those bangers as well, right?
We're
We'll
scheming.
get on that.
We're gonna hear that.
eventually.
A lot of people
We're
ask
working on
about
it.
River and Rain. A lot of people ask about that one.
Yeah, I keep.
Jibs banger.
Maybe it'll be out by the time this episode comes out. Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows when this will come out? I mean, we've barely recorded over this break, but it'll be out eventually. We got to get the buffer up, all right? Because we got like planned points where we won't be able to record, so we're just trying to get ahead of stuff. So just bear with us, future listener who's listening to this after
Want
it
us to
already
be
came out.
bears
Doesn't have to
again?
bear with us again. Yeah, just keep
Thank
bearing.
you for having
Everybody-
already bared with us.
This podcast is for bears, right? That's why we don't have that many listeners, because bears don't listen to
bother.
actual plays. All right, well,
Nice.
let's so
Nice.
talk about it in the downtime. So yeah, we'll see you next time, mortals. Hey there, Quetzalcoatlus. What's it like in Highgard City?
You're a million miles
In the
high.
air. But tonight you look so ugly. Yes, you do.
Florida Vita can't shine as bright as you.
There you go.
We're doing it, guys.
I don't know why it takes Ryan so long to make music. That was easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe-
well, help you.
should I just use that for the music for this episode?
Yeah.
It's just like us talking over us talking.
Everyone's
Yeah.
like, is that music or what is going on?